Oh, this is my teacher tie. I am a teacher myself.
You're a teacher, yeah.
At the University of Kansas, and I thought, why not?
Yeah, what the hell?
Seems apt.
Einstein's theory, E equals mc squared. 65 degrees, 3 times 3 equals 4.
Yeah, Mel's been looking at my tie. There's all kinds of educational operations going on this thing.
Yes,
and of course,
the formula for lemonade.
There it is. We are in Bar Harbor. Outside, there's a suit of armor.
Yeah.
Behind you, waves are breaking on the beach. You've been shooting a movie here. On the whole, is this a pretty nice place to hang out?
Bar Harbor, yeah, beautiful.
Is it quite a bit different from the ranch in Australia?
A few more trees, a little more ocean. Yeah.
Did you like
Lobsters.
this neck of the woods, as they say?
Yeah. Well, I was born in the East, over this way, but in New York State. We didn't have the ocean and the lobsters and stuff, but I started out with these sensibilities, I suppose.
There it is.
Yes.
Mel, I think one of the most important lines in the movie has to be when you tell the kid, if you're seeing only my face, you don't know me.
Yeah.
Now, you're referring to a face that has been deformed.
Yeah.
Can you also say that, though, about a person who's a good-looking guy, and maybe it's hard for people to look past that kind of face, too?
Well, it's...
Same thing?
I suppose, yeah. I suppose if that occurs.
But to be in this business, is it possible for people to look past your face?
People are always, and it doesn't matter who you are, you're always judged on appearance first. I mean, that's the first thing that, before you even utter a word, that's the first thing that is just an appearance.
But the movie's really about two kinds of appearance, isn't it? Look past a handsome face and a deformed face.
Look past any face. I mean, look into whatever. It doesn't matter what you see. Don't judge it till you've tried it or tested it. Put it to the test.
And as a director of a film, you've had a chance to look past maybe a certain perspective you had on filmmaking. You started out with gods in my pantheon, like George Miller and Peter Weir.
Sure.
Now, is this a project that you're going to maybe be proud to have them look at?
I'd like to see what they had to say about it. I don't know what they would say about it.
And I know you want to be your own man, but did you bring away from working with those guys anything that stood you in good stead?
Absolutely. There's a lot of subliminal stuff that just came out, I'm sure. I can't exactly say where, but they were very heavy influences on me, both those directors. Especially because I worked with them young, So it was my first look at film, really. So I was paying a lot of extra attention to them.
During the shooting, some of the stuff I've seen with you during the scenes, you seem to be directing while the scene is happening. Is that kind of your style, or do you prefer to sit back on it once the cameras roll and not intervene?
It calls for different strokes for different folks. I think you have to be able to judge that by whatever is around and who you're dealing with. With Nick, I mean, it was a long haul thing, and I was much more inclined to throw him out there and let him try his own deal, and he was usually pretty spot on.
He told me about the motorboat that went crazy because he didn't know how to drive it.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Were you tempted to use that shot?
No. He ran into something, I think, didn't he?
Yeah, right. It's into some iron or something like that.
Yeah, we forgot to tell him how to steer it. Just start the boat and take off, kid.
Did it take the formation of Icon Films to give you the chance as a director, or have you had opportunities at least before?
Well, I suppose I've always had opportunities, but I've never really wanted them before. It's kind of a uncharted waters. So you want to go in with a stacked deck if you can. And forming the production company, I mean, that already was, so that was a vehicle you could go through. But it's just the material, really. The
Could
story.
You have made this film under other circumstances, do you think? As a director, too.
Other under circumstances?
That is to say, for other production companies as opposed to your own.
Probably, but I probably would. I would have dealt with it the same way. I mean, I lived with it for a couple of years before we shot a shot, and worked on the script and so on.
Finally, you're an educator in the film. Even though you're a painter, you say you're an educator. That's what you really do.
Yeah.
Do you think as a film director, I mean, I don't want to get pedantic about this, but as a director, do you have in your hands the means to be an educator for viewers? And does that frighten you at all, or do you go for that possibility?
I hope I went for it.
Will that continue to be? I mean, there's ideas in this thing. There's meat in this picture. Is that a priority for you from now on? Not that it hasn't been there before.
But it always is. You know, you want something that you can work on, whether it's and there's different levels of using the medium. I mean, there's sheer popcorn munching, and there's entertainment always first, and what else you have as side dishes, optional and dependent upon the material you have. You know.
And the techniques of education in both. You talk to Norstad with a low voice, with respect. I think you've made this film, in a sense, with a low voice and with respect. Is that a apt parallel?
Yeah.
To make a film with a low voice, I guess, is that a nice thing for you to do?
I think so. It's I didn't grandstand it. It was it's a modest budget, and there's no explosions, fireworks. You know, nobody kills anyone or screws anyone. So it's like.
Not that there's anything wrong with those films, but with Icon, is that going to continue then to be sort of a priority for you to stay away from that sort of film?
Not necessarily.
Is Maverick going to be for Icon?
Yeah.
Okay. We've got about 30 seconds. Anything you can tell me about that?
About Maverick? Well, it's going to be a lot of fun.
It's the Maverick, obviously. We're
Sure.
all sure.
It's based on the old TV series from the late 50s, and Dick Donner's directing it, so it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And James Garner and James Coburn, and all these Jameses are in it.
And I hope we can interview on that again, but it probably won't be near Bangor, Maine, will it?
No, it won't be.
Another new location.
Thank you.
Mel Gibson. We've been talking about The Man with No Face. We are in Bar Harbor, and I'm John Tibbetts for KCTV5. While I'm getting done, if you